Hello my friends, Paul here in the RoJoBe Music Workshop, and welcome to part 8 of the electric guitar build project. Okay, so in the previous episode I had glued the two halves of the body together, top and back, and ended up squeezing them together with clamps. The weights I was using didn't really work. I used 23 clamps to hold the thing together, and upon removing the clamps it was all absolutely fine. Removed a little bit of glue squeeze out from inside the humbucker pockets, and there really wasn't much else. And the next stage was to go all the way around the edge and get it, the top and the back the same level, smooth and everything. To get it all perfectly in shape, and then after that to bevel the top edge and the back edge using my table router. So I had a test piece of wood for doing the beveling on the edge with the router, which is the best angle to show you. So if I show you this edge, it's not very clear to see. So that was one of the first pieces I did, and then this here, and I look at that from the other end. Where are they? There. Okay. So it ended up pretty good. It's a nice, smooth, beveled edge. This top edge is smooth. There's no transition there, but there's a lip all the way around there, that's fine because it's better there than on the top. So I have done all of the work on the guitar body off camera. Maybe I should have recorded it, but I literally just wanted to get on with it, and it did take a long time. And it's very time consuming, it's very noisy, it's very messy, there's lots of backwards and forwards, but here is the finished article. So all the edges are beveled all the way around. Looks amazing. I've given it a bit of a sanding as well, and the back as well, all the same. So that lip that we had here, I had that on this all the way around. But so first of all, I went around all the way around this surface with the oscillating spindle sander to get those the same, uniform. Then I did the beveling the edges on the table router. And that went pretty well, actually. I was a little bit nervous about doing that, but it was okay. And then once I'd done the top and the back, beveling the edges, as I said, we had this lip all the way around here, top and bottom. So I put it back on the oscillating spindle sander to take that off. And it's come up really nice. I'm really happy with it. So it's had a pretty good sanding. Really, the body is 95% done, as far as actually making it, shaping it, and everything else. And I went ahead and did the final shaping for this back piece for the neck, and obviously, as you can see, drilled the holes for the neck plate and into the back of the neck itself. So all of the holes are there. Okay, yeah, I've done a lot of the work off camera, but I wanted to get on with it and I wanted to concentrate. So this body is more or less ready now. It's like I said, 95%. It's had a good sanding all the way around this surface and both edges, and I've sanded all of the back as well. It's nice and smooth now. I haven't sanded the front yet because I still need my guidelines to set everything up. So the stage I'm at now is to test fit the bridge. So to do that, I've got to attach the neck And I've already put a couple of tuners in, the number 1 and number 6, and I've got the bridge ready with 2 strings in it as well, numbers 1 and 6. These are just a couple of cheap strings, they're actually acoustic guitar strings, just to do the setup. Because I want to get the bridge position right, so that, you know, the adjusters for the intonation, I want, you know, when the intonation is about right, I want the adjusters to be more or less in the middle, not all the way out or all the way in. So let me just turn that round. I'll show you what I've done to prepare for that. So, 1 second. So, numbers 2 and 4, I've got those wound all the way back. Okay, they're all the way back, so they're all the way out. Numbers 3 and 4, I've got them all the way out. Okay, and then numbers 1 and 6, I've got those kind of in the middle, so between these top ones and these lower ones. So they are more or less in the middle, and those are the ones I've got the strings on. So I want the bridge position to be such that, you know, when these adjusters are more or less in the middle, that's, you know, where the intonation is correct. Because that way, for any kind of changes, I've got, you know, I've got adjustment room backwards and forwards, or up and down if you prefer, for the intonation. So, first things first, I need to attach the neck to the body. So let me just turn the camera around, come down a bit, and first of all I need to, as I said, fit the neck. So, you know, I've done all the alignment and everything off camera, save time. Okay, so I've got my neck plate here, plus the 4 screws, and put the Phillips bit in my drill. Okay. Right, so plate on the back. I'm going to put all of the screws in loose, and then check neck alignment, because of the oversized neck pocket, the neck, you know, will move around. So I've got to, I'll actually do these screws up, you know, just so that they start to go tight. Then check the neck alignment, adjust as necessary, and then tighten these down. So I'm just nipping them up so that they're starting to go tight. Okay. So I think you'll agree, well I hope you'll agree, this is beginning to somewhat resemble a guitar now, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's going well. Right, so the neck's in. I'm just going to use a long ruler, which I put down the centre of the fret marker dots on the fretboard, and I've got my centre line marked down here, and I want to make sure it all lines up. So let's see. Okay. Right, so the neck is kind of going out that way, so I've got to tweak that a bit. See if we can get that straight. Yeah, a little bit more, hold on. Yeah, we've got to go a bit more yet. I mean, it's a bit of a pain that, you know, there is movement in this neck, but on the other hand, it's a good thing, so that I can make sure I can get it straight. It's looking about right now. Yeah, I think that's pretty straight. So I'm going to carefully flip it back over, tighten those screws down with a hand screwdriver so I don't slip and mark it, and then I'll check that alignment again. Oh, they are tight already. Don't think they're going anywhere. And we really you shouldn't crank these down too tight, but this is pretty tough wood. Okay, so let me just check that alignment again. And yep, we're looking pretty good. I don't know how well you can see that, but I've got this ruler going down the centre of the fret dot markers, and the edge of it is lining up perfectly with that centre line down the body. You probably can't see that, but trust me, that's good. So I'm going to, I've already marked where I think the bridge will go. So basically what you do is you measure from the inside, so the fretboard side of the nut, to the beginning of the 12th fret. And whatever distance that is, you measure from the same point on that fret down the body, and where that measurement lands should be where your saddles sit, where the string goes over the saddle. So I'll just double check my markings. So we've got to the 12th fret is, I'm going to go inches because it's got it's right on the button of, what have we got? We've got 12 and 7/8. I don't normally work in inches, but that seemed to fall directly on that mark. So, and I've made a mark on the ruler with a pencil. So that's to just the beginning of the 12th fret, and then from there down the body. Yep, so my line going across there is bang on. So if I line this bridge up now, let me just move forward a bit. If I now line this bridge up with these two middle, the two saddles that are in the middle of the adjustment, line those up with that line. We should be, he says, we should be somewhere near the mark. So what I'm going to do is just put a couple of temporary screws in to hold this bridge in place, because I don't want to drill too many holes, and if I end up having to move this bridge and I've got to fill more holes in. But if anything, I'm probably going to have to move the bridge down away from the neck. So I'm going to put a couple of screws in this back part of the plate so that if I do need to move it down, they're going to be covered. So I'm going to just line that up, as I said, on that line, and I need to also measure, get a small ruler, that it's aligned. Okay, so we've got to there. That's pretty close. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect at this stage, but I might as well get it close. So there. Just go up the hair there. Try that. Touch more. Probably can't see what I'm doing. Right, just check that again. Okay, that seems pretty close. Right, so going to just mark a couple of holes where I'm going to put the screws in. Did that just move? Yeah, it did. Okay, so let me just check that those holes are at the same distance from the bottom. What have we got there? 1. Yep, that looks good. Okay, so right, drill a couple of holes there now. So I've got the right size drill bit and I've got it taped off so that I don't go too deep. Okay. Right, so just drill these holes here. Let's go speedy. I've just got a couple of smaller screws just to put this in for now. What are we doing for time? Oh my goodness, really? Right. I'm going to put these in by hand. Again, I don't want to cause any damage anywhere. There's not much room in there. It's really awkward. Okay, let's try and get that other screw in. Which is okay. Right, that's one. Not quite sure why that one's being so difficult. Right, crank those down. Don't want it to move, but I'm not going to drill all 5 holes right now. Right, that's on there nice and solid. So, I've got a nut in there temporarily as well. It may not be the one I finish up with, but it's close enough. So I'm just going to put these strings in the tuners, tune them up to pitch. There or thereabouts. Okay, that's number 6 string in, and number 1. Okay. I think that's slipping out. Yeah, the string's slipping out the tuner. I might have to wrap it around one, we'll see. Yeah, okay, I'm going to have to wrap that string around, or put it through the hole twice rather. Put the end of the string through the hole twice. Hopefully that should hold. The problem is, because it's in an acoustic guitar string, it's too short really. I didn't really think of this, but it'll be fine. Okay, let's try and get that back through the hole again. Easier said than done. And you can't see what I'm doing, can you? Remove these. Push the guitar back a bit. Right, so I'm just trying to get that string back through the hole a second time. It's slipping out. Has it gone in? I think it has. It did go in, then it slipped out again. Right, let's grab that with those pliers. Try to. There you go. Okay. I think that's going to slip out again. Damn it. I'm going the wrong way. That's half the problem. Let's get that in the slot. Try to. It's going to stay in there. Yeah, if I do use this nut, it'll have to come down a long way. Okay, well, one thing I can see straight away is that the strings are evenly spaced down here, which means I've got the bridge in the right place. That's a good start. So, right, I'm going to use my phone app just to get those strings up to pitch. Oh, I'm running out of time. Okay, let's see, which one shall I use? They're both as good as each other. Come on, haven't got time. These things always take ages to load when you haven't got ready. When you haven't got time. What am I talking about? Right, let's see. Blooming ads keep coming up. Right, guitar 6-string. Okay, so we need to tune, obviously tune them up both to an E. Where's my neck stand? There it is. Don't know if you can see that. That appears to be an E. So is that, but it's a bit. Okay, so now I've kind of got them to pitch-ish. I mean, they sound horrible because of the rubbish strings, but let's just check that intonation. So that is flat, okay. Well, that one's bang on. Right, so let me just adjust this one and see if I've got that bridge in the right place. So if it's flat, I want to make it shorter. I'm going to have time in a minute. It's still flat. Wow. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to continue working on that off camera. You can see I've got a little way to go yet, but it looks as though the bridge is fairly close to where it needs to be. I may have to move it, not too sure yet. These are not the best strings for trying this out really, but you know, this stage now I'm getting the bridge in the right position, but it will be coming up back off again because you know, I've got a lot more work to do on this yet before I put the thing together. I'm just trying to, you know, get the position right now for the bridge and get all the holes drilled before I go on to the next stage. So that will be coming in part 9. In the meantime, please look after yourselves, look after each other. We will see you soon. Peace out.